now, the Galaxy Quest 20th Anniversary Special continues. With the cast of Galaxy Quest finally assembled, the series made its debut on September 14th, 1979.
You know, we had a special effects budget about 11 cents back then.
For other planets, we had two types of rocks, and we just kept repainting them, basically.
It was just kind of a puffing smoke sort of thing, and when the ship would take a disruptor hit, you know, the actors would just dodge left and right, and we'd throw things out of the permanents. It was pretty simple. Sometimes we'd lay grass and put a red rock. Sometimes we'd have dirt mats and put a blue rock.
We didn't have, like, no carpenter's department, all that stuff. It was us. You know, we had to hammer, nail, glue, tack, hold on to stuff. That's how we had to work.
Do you remember the episode when the Throng people came on the ship? I mean, it was one of our bigger episodes. Came right through the wall. They didn't even stop production. We're over this side, and they're spraying enamel paint over here. Who gets a headache, of course? The kid, because he didn't like, well, who likes all that stuff? But when you're adults, you can take noxious fumes more. Most of our grips, I think, lived on that stuff.
We put some different plants in, pull the plants out, turn the rocks around, paint them another color.
That's how cheap they were. I mean, we very rarely ate. I don't even think they paid for oxygen.
From the show's launch, Galaxy Quest had trouble finding its audience.
Kind of like Seinfeld, you know? You know that Jerry and I, we're like this.
But as it turned out, the show didn't get canceled. It caught on by accident.
The network was broadcasting the 7th game of the World Series between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. And it got rained out. Well, they had to have something to put on the air, and the only thing they had was an episode of Galaxy Quest, which hadn't been aired because, well, simply most people didn't think it was any good.
The amazing thing is that a lot of people didn't realize they weren't watching the World Series until Tawny Madison appeared on screen.
With that lucky break, the show caught on.
Despite the increasing popularity of Galaxy Quest, the TV series, rumors began circulating in 1982 that the network was going to cancel the show.
We couldn't afford to keep the show on the air. At the time, we were selling model kits of the Protector. We were making more money from the kits than we were from the sponsors.
Well, the fans were dedicated, but unfortunately that wasn't enough for the sponsors, who discovered that the people who watched Galaxy Quest didn't actually buy anything.
But not even rabid fans could help save Galaxy Quest, and the show was canceled. But the journey continued. Loyal fans organized the International Brotherhood of Questarians.
Well, Questarian can be many things. It can be somebody who just enjoys watching the TV show and is a real fan and watches it on all the reruns. And it's on in every country in the world, 24 hours a day.
I've met some extremely interesting people who've been very loyal admirers, and I keep in fairly constant written contact with some of them.
There's a lot of fans that like to go to work dressed up as Galaxy Quest characters. A lot of them have named their children after Galaxy Quest characters.
They're really, I think, devoted fans, and they know a lot more than the cynical press thinks they do.
One of the biggest fanatics has got to be Tommy Weber, who basically grew up on the show. I really think he believes all of this.
We have these seminars, and we gather, we have groups that come together, and we try to contact, other life forms and stuff like that. And I heard something like twice already.
The headaches aside, I think the kid got dropped on his head or something.
We have a whole nother world thing that's going on with us, and to the other ones out there, I had to throw that up for them.
Galaxy Quest has become more popular since its cancellation.
It started with letter writing, and it actually is built in later years to a huge internet phenomenon.
Well, I've been following Galaxy Quest ever since I was a little kid, and over the years I've been collecting little memorabilia. Some of this stuff, I've just been gathering these things from the science fiction conventions. When I heard DreamWorks was going to make the movie, right away I quit my job and devoted all my time to getting the message out.
Travis spread the word on the World Wide Web by creating an underground intergalactic website.
You can access Galaxy Quest by logging on www.galaxyquest.com. What you can see is behind-the-scenes photos that no one else has gotten a chance to see. Don't ask how I got it, but I got it. I can answer any trivia that you can come up with. It's like a Galaxy Quest phenomenon.
Well, I gotta be honest, the only thing I know about the internet is that I wish I would have bought Amazon.com when it was at 18.
While it has been decades since Galaxy Quest was first broadcast, it still lives in the minds of many people. Sensing the time is right to bring Galaxy Quest to the big screen, DreamWorks Pictures continues the journey by reassembling the original cast for a whole new adventure.
Never give up! Never surrender! I think it's safe to say I'm excited about it.
And now Galaxy Quest The Journey continues. Following the show's cancellation, the cast of Galaxy Quest had little more to do than appear at sci-fi conventions.
By Grabthar's hammer, by the sons of Warvan, I shall avenge you.
These are actors who are so identified with their roles on the show that it's very hard for them to get work.
You know, I teach yoga.
It was this close to getting Miami Vice.
You know, this is a tough business.
I had 5 callbacks. 5, man, from Magnum PI.
You know, there's a lot of rejection.
It was between me and Dirk Benedict for the A-Team.
When it was announced that Hollywood was going to reunite the cast for a major motion picture, the Galaxy Quest crew donned their uniforms for one more adventure.
You will save us!
Whew. Your commander is on deck. I think it's safe to say I'm excited about it. I mean, it's we get to resurrect and do it bigger and broader than it was in the TV show. Laredo, take us out. Alexander flew his guy over from England so he can have the right food.
I can't give away too much about the plot of the big screen version, of course, because that's still under some discussion as to, which character it will center on.
Why are you listening to this fella? May I remind you, he's wearing a costume, not a uniform.
Gwen got a lot of lift out of this movie, if you know what I'm talking about. Tommy's great. I mean, the whole thing's working out. I don't know this new guy. We had crewman number 6.
Probably don't remember me, do you? It's the sunglasses, right?
Tech Sergeant Shin is back. You know, really close these days.
That was a hell of a thing.
It's a wonderful film, I think, for the whole family.
It's not actually a feature film. This is a documentary. It's really a documentary. We're just trying to put the message out there subliminally.
It's very funny.
It's gonna be a hoot. Whoa! A space hoot.
We'll go for the mouth, the throat, his vulnerable spots.
There's a rocket that not in vulnerable spots!
What started in the mind of Frank Ross has now exceeded its creator's wildest dreams and will live on in the hearts of fans forever.
I'm just getting so excited just thinking about it. I'm gonna cry.
I really like the gadgets. The gadgets are really neat.
Never give up and never surrender.